So on the spiritual path, there's something called the right-hand path, the left-hand path, and then the middle way. And the Buddha always talked about the middle way, and all the ascended masters talked about walking the middle way. And I wanted to explain to you what the different paths are and what the middle way is. So there's something in creation called the tree of life, and we have a tree of life internally within us, and this is also called our chakras and our Sephiroth system. So basically, when we are growing on our spiritual journey and our spiritual progress, we are ascending up our tree of life, and each point of the tree of life has tests and lessons for us to grow and develop as a soul. And it could take you a lifetime to climb up the tree of life, or it could take you millions of lifetimes. So the left-hand path is the path of Saturn or Satan. The right-hand path is the path of the Christ, or like basically the light. So left-hand path is the night, the right-hand path is the light. The left-hand path, which is Saturn is the god of pain. So the left-hand path means learning your lessons through pain. The right-hand path is the path of mercy. So the right-hand path means learning your lessons through mercy, through self-love, and basically it's like a nicer and softer and warmer way to learn lessons rather than through pain. Now, the middle path or the middle way is basically choosing a path that includes the two. So it's both learning through pain and also through mercy. And the strongest of the strong souls will come down and choose to walk this middle path, because when you've walked all paths, left, right, and middle, you are so strong and grounded and well-rounded as a soul that you have experienced everything, you've been through everything, and you can assist others who are going through it all to help them too. You've literally been the best of the best, the worst of the worst. You've suffered and you've grown, and so you've just really experienced everything that there is to offer. Now, the issue with the left-hand path, obviously, it's painful. It's the path of pain, so you learn your lessons through pain. It's not enjoyable, but you do learn lessons through pain. But sometimes that path can take people down a dark road. All paths lead to God, but those paths can make you suffer, and often people on the left-hand path can end up turning negative because they're surrounded by so much negative in their life and they've got so much pain in them. It can eat away at them, it can make them heavy, it can like basically weigh them down and stop them from ascending, and they can turn like negative and start hating on life, hating on the world, hating on God and stuff. So the left-hand path is only really for those who are strong enough to experience it, but always the middle path is the way. And then if you want to veer onto the left-hand path just to be a well-rounded soul, perhaps that's what you've chosen in this life. The right-hand path is the path of mercy. So this means that you can learn the same lessons that pain can teach you, but you can learn them through doing the own work yourself and having self-love, and basically through mercy. So what it means is the left-hand path of pain, I kind of see it as like, if you were to try and take the right-hand path, this means you're doing the spiritual work now in order to learn the lessons now. So you don't have to learn it through the universe making you learn it later, which would be potentially the left-hand path. So I kind of see it in the way of like having emotional attachments. If you are controlling in a relationship, say if you want to take the right-hand path, which is the path of love and mercy and learning lessons through mercy, you choose the right-hand path. So you say, right, I see my shadow and that I'm a controlling person in relationship. So on this path, what I want to do is learn and overcome that. And I want to do it through mercy and love, which means that you'll sit down, you'll write down your feelings, you'll work out why you're controlling, you'll eat better so your hormones and your stress levels are down. You'll take steps of self-love in order to heal and nourish the parts of yourself that need healing. And then you overcome naturally, and through love and mercy, through self-love and mercy, you overcome the controlling issues, you heal that part of yourself, and then you've already learnt that lesson, but through love. If you don't do that, eventually the universe will put you in a situation where you're completely out of control, totally terrified. It will literally just pull you and drop you off in the deep end and throw you into the middle of nowhere, where you suddenly have to get over your control issues because you've got no control anymore, or you'll have to get over heartbreak because the universe will make you heartbroken, because the universe will bring that to you. So if you don't learn to, let's say, let go of attachment of someone, if you don't already learn to let them go, but you can still be with them, but just emotionally let them go, so you don't need to try and control them and be attached to them. If you can't do that, then it might be that eventually the universe rips them away from you, so you have to anyway, because you have to learn these lessons, you have to grow, you have to keep growing as a soul. And so if you can either choose to do the work now and save yourself the suffering and pain, or you just don't face yourself, you don't face the work, you don't bother doing it, and eventually the universe will teach you one way or another. There's the right hand path. I really like the right hand path, because I want to learn through mercy. I want to do the work, and I want to save myself and do the work now and put the effort in now to save myself the suffering and the pain and the trouble later. But you can take whichever path you choose on this journey. And that's just explaining anyway a little bit about the left hand path and the right hand path and the middle path. Again, the Buddha talks about the middle way because it's basically a perfect balance between the two. And it's basically having a life that's experienced it all so that you can help others in such a deep way. But you do have to be a strong soul to be able to walk all paths and stay in that center. And so I do think it's for the rare, like, ascended masters who will choose that middle path. But if you are like a starter outer, try the right hand path. I would always advise just try and do that work first before you have to, and save yourself, because that is what we're here to do, save ourselves. When Jesus came down, he didn't come down to save us, and he's not coming back to save us. He's coming back to save himself, to remember how to save yourself as a human and teach us how we save ourselves. And this is all these teachings that I'm teaching you guys. And so, yeah.